Getting situated here. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Ask Rebecca Radio Show. How's everyone doing this week? I hope well. Lots of energy spikes that I've been feeling over the last week. Many people have been getting sick as well due to some cellular changes. And I feel like there's also been some feelings where moments of high energy and or anxiety. Maybe you've also dealt with some bouts of fatigue or a back and forth between like being super energized and feeling great, and then the next minute feeling like you just got to pass out on the couch and take a quick nap. So that's all totally normal with the energy spikes that are happening. Also, you could be experiencing lots of vivid dreams and visions too. I'm still working on interpreting the meaning of a vision that I had last night. I know I was seeing the future. I'm just not certain of a timeline and what exactly I'm supposed to share with all of you from this vision. What I did partially interpret was there will come a time in the near future where there's a huge technological leap, which almost seems to happen like overnight. It's the way it felt was like we go to bed one day and we wake up and all of a sudden it's like, in the news and everything, there's just tons and tons of releases of technology that nobody thought ever existed that they have been working on. It also looked like this city was still in transition from what a typical city looks like now. And it also, I could tell and feel and interpret that humanity was still integrating a new level of consciousness. So everything was kind of in this weird transition phase, but it felt really, really, really nice there. I do feel things are energetically are going to begin to accelerate even more quickly than they have, and 2019 is the jumping off point for that. I kind of feel like there's going to be something happening between January and March or March timeframe, but again, it just feels like lots of shifting and energy that's coming in to make those changes. And as you know, we are officially in December. It's the last month of the year and the last month that there are multiple planets in retrograde, and those have been helping us purge our past traumas. We do get a nice break and a rare one where every planet is moving direct in January. And this month, you will feel the pressure release a bit with each passing day. Your experience will solely be determined by how well you've mastered the art of being you. So if you haven't learned how to control your emotions, triggered responses, or taken responsibility for your choices in life, then you could still be dealing with challenges and stresses anywhere from minor to major. Most of them will be surrounding self-worth, self-esteem, insecurities, addictions, escapism, relationships, finances, and work. Overall, I do feel it will be a great month with the momentum building in anticipation of what's to come for you in 2019. So I think it'll be good. All right, let's get into what you can expect from tonight through to next Thursday, December 13th. These are general predictions for everyone in areas of work, love, finances, health, and spirituality. General themes. This week, it could feel like everything is on the line, right? So it's that kind of a somewhat intense energy. Now, some of you are just going to be feeling that way because you're in uber heightened state of maybe a little bit of anxiousness. So it just feels like, oh my God, if I don't get this Christmas ham by this date, like the world is going to end, like that kind of a feeling, right? But in reality, that's not the case. Although I do feel like for some of you, everything really is on the line right now. A misstep at this point could cause you to lose everything. So be extra alert and aware this week. Take a hard look at yourself. The cold hard truth will set you free. Take a look at what's your role in any relationship issues, any financial issues, any family issues, any friendship issues, any work issues, anything where you're experiencing difficulties. Take a look at how you are or aren't contributing to the issue or the situation. Take a look at the choices that you're making. Take a look at what you're feeling. Take a look at your thoughts. Take a look at your beliefs. remember, all of those things contribute to what you're experiencing in your life every day. So you are a creator being in training. Everything in your life is being created by you. You are the common denominator in everything. So if you are experiencing things you don't like, change them by changing your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and choices. Why is all of this stuff coming up, and why do you have to do all of this work on yourself? Because a new life is waiting for you. For all of us, life is changing quickly. The old life or reality is dying, and it won't exist any longer in the way that we know it. It's time to leave the past behind, step away from all of the things that you think you're supposed to do, and create the life that you have always wanted. And new lives aren't always true lives, which is a whole other level of being, but new lives are always getting us one step closer to your true life and to who you really are and your purpose. So I feel several people, including some of you watching or listening, will experience a quantum leap this week. So it's like suddenly and unexpectedly, you make this massive leap to a new level of awareness. You or your situation will go through like a dramatic change. It doesn't feel like anything painful. It to me, the way that I experienced it is one day you kind of just wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, this stuff that I used to be afraid of doesn't bother me anymore. Or, whoa, I never realized this about myself. So it's just awareness. It's a deeper understanding and letting go of things that just don't serve you. So you'll recognize it, because you'll realize when you're driving down the road, and if you used to complain about everybody cutting you off or doing things, all of a sudden you're not doing that stuff, right? So you'll notice the dramatic changes. I pulled an Angels and Ancestors card for everyone this week. The card I pulled is called Star Ancestor, Follow the Voice of Your Soul, and here's what the message said. Heed the messages coming directly from your soul. There is a deeper purpose to your human journey. Not only were you born on purpose, you were born for a purpose. You were born to be a bright light in the world, and there are supporters out there in the universe sending waves of energy to guide you at this time. Information and inspiration that has been coming your way recently is not new information, but memories. Your feelings of being drawn in a particular direction are the awakening of an aspect of your soul. You are being drawn towards a road that will not only light you up, but also help you light up your corner of the world. Continue following the cosmic guidance that is coming your way. Your purpose is always connected to being of service to self and others. So this doesn't always have to do with your career. I think it's a really, really beautiful message. Everybody's always wanting to know what their soul purpose is. Sorry, my hair is like just eating out my neck. Okay, so everybody always wants to know, well, what's my purpose? And, what am I supposed to be doing? What's my soul purpose? Well, everybody's purpose is to be of service to self and others, right? So we're always paying it forward. And sure, a lot of us, our careers will play that role, but it doesn't always have to be a role that is of service. Like every job is kind of service. So, your purpose here right now is to be an alchemist and transcend denser energies of hate, discord, fear, and negativity by mastering yourself. Those energies are feeding what you might call demons, Lucifer, fallen angels, the devil, Satan, negative ETs, the cabal, the deep state, the Illuminati, or whatever other names that people come up with for this negative energy. It's basically the dark, right? And the dark just means lack of light, right? Lack of information is how I look at it. And light is information. So, you are to become a true being of unconditional love, and then you pay it forward. So we're all here to help us raise our consciousness, raise our vibrations, and to get into lighter energies. And, have you ever wondered why everything of this world is duality, right? Why is everything good or bad, black or white, Democrat, Republican, up, down, left, right? It's basically to keep society fighting amongst themselves, right? So it keeps the energies of fear, hate, and discord flowing through the ether, feeding this big blob of darkness that thinks it's the true creator and wants to keep you trapped in this false reality. So choose no to feeding that beast and work on getting your emotions in check. Stop worrying about allowing yourself to be triggered by these false things, right? Anyway, all right, so that information be a little too much for some of you, and it may sound crazy, but I recommend you do your own research. Just ask to be shown the truth and you'll be guided. So everyone is undergoing great change and transformation this week and every week. The energy of the butterfly is with you during periods of transition. Things transitioning this week are still relationships and career. Some of you are too much in your masculine energies, and some of you aren't enough in your masculine energies. If you are too much into your masculine energy, you could be dominating, distant, forcing things, behaving aggressively, or being controlling in some way. If you're lacking in masculine energy, you could be fearful, stagnant, lost, withdrawn, hopeless, and in the mindset of lack and also being unaware. So remember, there's a delicate balance of masculine and feminine energies. Too far to one side gets you out of whack and causes more of the negative energies to flow through you or behaviors to come out. I also feel like some of you deep down believe or think that you're unattractive this week, so that could come up. I feel like you could see it through people being unkind by commenting on your looks, or maybe somebody just says like, oh, what, you're wearing that shirt? And then you just like, oh, see, I'm totally, you're just down on yourself. So change that belief. We are all beautiful and attractive in our own ways, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So work on your self-esteem if that's something that comes up for you. Other than that, I feel like most will be feeling upbeat, optimistic, creative, excited, happy, and in general, just in a good mood. Because again, these energies are lifting. Plus, we have a new moon this evening in most parts of the world. And so, yeah, there's lots to be excited about. Work, for those of you employed, feels like a pretty good week. Those of you struggling with self-worth may not realize your current employer actually values you and appreciates you. So some things could come up triggering your work insecurities. I wish I could talk this evening. Some of you, I feel, will receive news of a promotion for the new year, or maybe you get a new set of responsibilities. Some of you may be getting transferred into new positions, whether you want it or not. It feels like maybe some companies are restructuring and you're either in or you're out. So it's either you're moving to this position or you no longer have a job. So, sort out what is going to be best for you. And then some of you have been thinking about making a change, and I just keep getting do it already, right? You've been thinking about it a long time. So now take some action steps and see what comes your way because of it. Just stay where you are until you find something else. I mean, the beautiful thing is you get to have an interview, and in the interview, you'll find out whether or not it's a company that, meets certain needs of yours. Work, those of you that are looking for a job, I feel some really positive callbacks. A few people are getting hired. I feel like some of you are going to be required to start right away. They just want to get you in, train you as quickly as possible, and then throw you out there. Some of you, I feel like you're not even going to get training at all. I feel like it's a sink or swim type situation. And then a few of you, I feel like will get hired, but you're actually not going to be starting until the beginning of the year. Love, for those of you in committed relationships and dating seriously, I'm getting that some of you need to trust your instincts, listen to your intuition, and listen to your heart about information coming through to you in regards to your relationship. For some, these intuitive nudges have to do with leaving a relationship, and for others, it's you're ready for a deeper commitment, or you feel like something is going on with your partner. Again, just listen to whatever your gut is telling you and follow through, so you can find out, if what your intuition is telling you is, you got to figure out, is it your intuition or is it just your head talking? So you won't know that until you act on it. overall, the energy and love this week is good, with many of you connecting on deeper levels. Those of you that are single and looking for love, I've got good vibes this week again. I'm feeling there's going to be plenty of opportunities to meet someone. So make sure that you're out there, you're getting out, you're meeting people, you're accepting dates online, you're accepting invitations. Like, just make sure you are out where you can meet people. I also feel like some of you are going to be pursued by multiple lovers, so you have your pick, and I think that's wonderful. So have fun with that, and you know what? You're single, so date them all. Date them all until you figure out who you're most compatible with, right? So just do you, have fun. That doesn't mean you have sex with them, right? That means you date them, you get to know them. That doesn't mean you're just banging all of them. So that has another energy out there. So remember what it is you're looking for. Now, if that's all you're looking for, then by all means, please have a great time. All right, finances. Trust the universe to meet your needs. The main thing I'm getting is for some of you to grasp a spiritual understanding of money. Become aware of your prosperity consciousness. If you are in a constant perception and state of lack, meaning you only focus on what you don't have enough of, then that's all you will ever experience. Remember, change your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and choices, and you can change your prosperity consciousness. Overall, though, finances seem to be stable, and I feel like some of you will have a little extra. Health, some of you have messages trying to come through subconsciously, but you're not listening. So get quiet and stop distracting yourself with meaningless things so you can actually hear the messages. I also feel some of you will have some health information coming to you through a neighbor or friend, as well as clues inside of you. I feel like some of you will stumble across alternative health medicines, and some of you will try to get more rest and exercise. Spirituality, try something new. Pay attention to what the women in your life share with you this week. I feel there's lots of messages trying to come through to you in various ways, through yourself, others, songs, number sequences, synchronicities, and so forth. So slow down and pay attention. All right, that covers this week's predictions. I hope that everybody has a great week. And let me get to tonight's caller. I have Corrine in Van Nuys, California. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Did I mispronounce your name? Did I butcher it?
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Worry about it. It's good, thank you.
How can I help you this evening?
I'm just in a transition in my life. I haven't been working for a while, but I'm involved in a company that I'm trying to build a little bit of a business with, and I'm starting a new job in January, and also I've been single a long time. I'm going to be 52 this month, so I don't know. I'm just interested to hear what you have to say. I lost my dad in April, and I haven't been feeling him, and I'm really surprised that I don't feel him more, because I was very, very close to my dad. So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So let's try to hit all your points here really quickly. The one thing before getting into everything, the one thing that I felt like I needed to bring up to you was, I feel like a part of you, you're always beating yourself up over something.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that part of you, you've got to work on being better to yourself, right, in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the things that you have going on right now, I feel like they're really, really wonderful opportunities that will actually lead to success for you. But my concern is, because you beat yourself up, you might end up getting in your own way at times. So I definitely feel like, make sure you're taking a look at when you're in your head and you're beating yourself up, catch yourself and make sure you stop that negative Nancy and shut her down, and turn those thoughts around, because I think that's going to play a huge role in how you get through this next year with all of the new opportunities. I do feel like the business aspect, I feel like that will work out. Can you, I don't know if you want to share with me either the business name or if you could tell me what type of business it is?
Sure. It's a network marketing company. It's called Valentis. The reason I got involved with it is because they have a weight loss coffee, and I personally have lost like 23 pounds. So,
awesome.
And I'm menopausal, so it's really hard for me to lose weight. So anyway, I got involved with that company. And then the other one is I got my life and health insurance license, and I'm going to start working with a company that does life and health with the school district. So I'm going to start working with them.
I love both for you. I do feel like you need the insurance gig to supplement what you're going to be doing on the side with this marketing business with the coffee. But I do feel like at some point next year, they kind of intermingle, right? Like you being at both places actually is benefit to you, because I think it's going to actually help you come up with another idea where, I don't know, I almost feel like at some point you're going to be like a one-stop shop, if that makes sense, when it comes to like being able to help women with the menopause stuff, with like the dieting, with holistic, like, I don't know, it's going to morph a little bit more than what you can probably even imagine it to be right now. And I just feel like you need to be in both places. And I do feel that you will be successful in both places. And then it's going to converge into something else. So you very well could be doing like 3 things by the end of next year that springboard you the following year into kind of doing your own thing. Like, I don't see you in corporate America. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I really want to be self-employed. I've never been self-employed. And I've always done pretty well financially, but I've been struggling this last year financially. So I'm hoping to turn that around. I hope
you are going to turn
light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, you are. Like, next year is going to be a way, way better year for you. So it may, the way it feels is like it's a slow build, right? At the beginning of the year, you're starting this other job, you're getting your feet wet, you're learning, you're growing. Financially, things are going to definitely get better. I do feel like you might end up getting some sort of like financial news that you're not happy about, but I feel like it turns out to be like a mistake, or it's not as bad as what you think it's going to be. It's almost like it's the universe giving you one last shove of like, get out of your head about your self-worth. Like, I feel like it's tied to your self-worth, right? And you've been abundant in the past, but I think like the problem is you've gotten too much in your head and beating yourself up about stuff. So it's kind of, I feel like just triggered self-worth stuff, but it's all going to turn around. I do feel like you're going to be financially fine. Let me see what I pick up on love. Okay. So with love, I do feel like there's a possibility that you're going to meet someone that you have a strong connection with. To me, this kind of feels like it might be late summer, I kind of feel. I feel like you're going to meet people before then, but again, my thing with you is in the relationship department, I feel like you have difficulty communicating, right? Like you have a hard time expressing what it is that you want and what you need, or what your expectations are, or again, there's just a little bit of that kind of maybe a little bit of insecurity or whatever. I think you get in your head about your age and different stuff. So you got to let all that go, because again, the possibility for you to meet someone is, I think, exponentially higher than what it is right now. And I think, again, that's going to come through the work that you do with like the insurance. I feel like you're like, I don't feel like you're just going to be sitting and working from home. Okay. Like you're going to be also having to go and like go out and network and do things. And through that process, I feel like you're going to meet multiple people. And I do feel like you're going to meet somebody that you can have a relationship with that you like. I have 60 seconds left. I wanted to hit the topic about your dad really quick. He's around. He's around. He's not away. But he's got to, the energy withdraws a little bit because there's work to be done for him, that he's got to do. He's got to kind of go through his life review and certain things like that. So he's assuring me you're gonna feel him around you again very, very soon, and he's promising that he will give you a sign, something that I think he liked and that you liked. So you might get two different signs. I hope that helps you, and I'm wishing you lots of luck. It's going to be a great year.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks, everybody. I will connect with you next week. Bye.
Hi, I'm Ron, and thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now A1R on the air. Psychic Talk Radio on Moonstruck TV. Enlightening television.
Hello and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. For those of you who want to find me, you can find me on Facebook, which is Gail Moffat, International British Medium and Teacher. And you can also find me on my website, which is gailmoffat.com. And last but not least, you can also find, see some of my videos and everything that I've done on YouTube. So I thought that we would do a little talk before we speak to our lovely callers this evening. I believe we have two lined up. And what I thought we would talk about well, here in England, it's this evening. It's 8 p.m. in the evening. But it may be 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock in America. And it may even be somewhere very early in the morning in Australia. But, so anyway, I want to talk about humility. And I think humility is a subject is a word that I think needs some sort of airtime, if you like, at this time of year. We're fast approaching Christmas, and I know that sort of, and I think, over the years I've been guilty of this too. We spent loads of money and bought loads of Christmas presents and perhaps bought the new sofa or the new whatever in the house because we've got guests coming, and we've perhaps decorated, or we've got new clothes and we bought loads of presents. And so there's lots of consumerism around this time of year. And we have this time of year because we remember somebody who was very, very special in our lives. And I want to sort of talk about how we need to remember when we do sort of something like Armistice Day, which was November the 11th, so that's remembering all our soldiers. We always say, lest we forget. It's important that we remember how people suffered to sort of keep us safe and keep us in our world. And I think the same applies to Jesus. We should always remember what he did, and the apostles and Mother Mary for us. In a way, they gave us an insight into some truths, an insight into the world of spirit and heaven. And I think that this is something that is worth remembering. The reason why we are having this special time of year on Christmas Day. But wherever you are and whatever you're doing in the world, I hope that you have an amazing time and a wonderful Christmas. And I will be with you on Christmas Day at 8 p.m. So if you want to tune in and speak to me on the day, I will be here, and I would love to hear from you. So I think what we'll do now is we'll go to some callers, and I believe we have Philippe in Stockholm, Sweden. Are you there, Philippe?
Yes, hello.
Hello and welcome to the show. How can I help you?
Thank you.
I'm a psychic, which means I can look at aspects of your life, but I'm also a medium, and I can connect to loved ones in the spirit world. Is there a particular way that you'd like me to work, and an area where you'd like me to focus?
Well, I would like to connect to the spiritual world,
Right.
and have a little bit answers in my life if I'm on the correct route. Am I choosing?
Okay. Well, we've got a very short space of time on this show, so it's sort of like a sort of a taster session to mediumship. Is there anybody in particular you'd like to speak to in the spirit world, or just have guidance from my guides?
Guidance is okay.
Right, okay. Right, I'm just asking for one of my guides to step forward, and my guide Osteria is here, and she's coming forward, and she's saying, oh, no, this is interesting. She says she's very pleased to meet you. She says that you have, she's telling me that you have a good heart. And she's also saying to me that you are kind to people, even when they perhaps haven't been kind to you. And you've suffered somewhat because of the way sometimes people have treated you. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does a little, yeah.
And she says that one of the things that she doesn't like in life and is people not treating others in a good way. And but she's sort of commending you. She's giving you, she's sort of saying how impressed she is in you for the way you handle things and the way you are with people. She's showing me. Do you pray?
Yeah, I pray, but not to religion. I pray more to the universe and the guidance.
Yes, because she's showing me that you ask out for help in your life, because she says that you've reached a point where you've gone round and round in circles, and you don't know which way to go with your life and how to sort of piece it all together. And she says that you've been asking consistently to the spirit world, asking for help. And she says that your words are being listened to. They're not being ignored. They are being listened to. And you, it's almost as though you feel a little bit unstable at the moment. And I'm not saying you as a person, but your life, where you're at in your life. It feels a little bit unstable. And she's saying to me that this has gone, she's saying to me that this has been with you for some time. And she says, of course, everything has its reason, and everything, we are here to learn our lessons. But she says that she feels that you are at a stage in your life where you're ready to move on to the next stage. And she says that there are some spirit people gathering around you, looking to create an environment where your world is going to change quite a bit. It's almost like I can see your world going upside down, sort of like the other way round. And I'm not saying that it's upside down in a bad way. I'm just saying it's just going to be a radical change. I just get this feeling with you that not only will you move house, but I feel that relationships around you are going to change. And I wouldn't be at all surprised. And I'm being drawn to a relationship that you're. I'm just trying to work out whether you're already in a relationship or whether this is a new one. And I'm not sure. I have to be honest, Billy. But I just get this feeling. I can see this new relationship, and I feel that this relationship is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to you. And it's like you're going to be. It's going to be like I almost want to say, wow. Like it's going to. Your life is going to change radically. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if you move as well, like maybe to a slightly different area. I don't know whether it's going to still be in Stockholm, but I just know that you're going to move to a different place. And I think it's going to be as a result of this new relationship. This new relationship is almost going to open up your world and sort of bring new ways of thinking and new sort of ideas and just a new life. It's just a new life, because I'm hearing the word stale, and I feel that that's how you've been at the moment. And that's not to mean in any way derogatory towards you, because we all have those moments in life where things get a bit stale and we need a bit of change. And I think that's going to sort of, I just feel very strongly with you that this is going to be a time of big change for you.
Amazing to hear. Really. It's Sorry, you were speaking. I spoke over you. What were you saying, Philippe? Oh no, so I was saying it's like exactly what I wanted to hear. It's what I've been asking the spirit guides and everything. It's I have no words actually. Well,
and you know, Osteria knows that you've been praying to the spirit world because she showed it to me, and I also feel sort of finances are going to change a little bit with you as well. I just feel that you're going to be free with finances. Oh, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. Oh, and Osteria, she says, there, I hope you like that. This is the way it's her mannerisms, it's the way she talks. There, hope you like that. And she also, now I always get embarrassed when the spirit world sort of talk about me. And I suppose that's my humbleness with it all. But she's saying to you, you must contact Gail on Facebook, because she's saying that I will help you more than you think. So look me up on Facebook. My name's Gail Moffat, international British medium and teacher, and send me a message and I will respond to you.
Yes, of course, I will do that.
Fantastic. Also, I'm being shown children. Have you got children? I just saw the image.
Yes,
so
I have. You have one daughter with my ex. Yeah.
Right. Have you ever thought about the prospect of having more children? Because I feel that you may do. I feel like I can see more children around you, and I feel that this will happen. And I feel this is all to do with your relationship that you're going to be moving into.
That's amazing.
And there's a big thing about girls with you. I feel like you'll have lots of girls in your life. You know, sort of, what I mean is, I don't mean sort of, I don't mean like grown-up girls. I mean, you know, when you have children, I feel like they will be girls.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is there any questions, Philippe?
No, really. Everything has been answered. Sure, it's what I expected from this call, actually. So it's very nice to hear. I'm very glad that you have me and helped me.
Also, just one last thing before we go. Osteria is saying that she's showing to me that I feel that you have a psychic ability and an awareness yourself. Have you been aware of this?
Yes, that's
good.
Correct. It's something I've done. Yeah.
And she says this is where Gail will help you, because you need to. She says that although you've got to a certain level, you need to be a lot more in your abilities. She says. She says that we've got great plans for you as well. With your psychic and awareness ability, and she's showing me lots of books as well. I feel that you may have lots of books on the subject.
Yeah, I've been trying to read a lot about it, but
yeah. And I feel that you've been considering doing courses or learning to do this. And she's wanting to encourage you to really take this up, because because everyone has their free will, but if you do, she says that there's going to be some wonderful things for you in the future. And she's also saying it's very important you connect to me. And I don't say that to all my callers. I promise you I don't.
How do you spell your last name so I can add you on Facebook?
Yeah, it's MOFFAT.
Okay, Moonstruck.
Now I have another caller waiting, so I'm going to have to go now. But Philippe, it's been lovely talking to you, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you very much.
And best of luck with everything.
Yes,
thank you very much, Philippe.
And thank you, and yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye. So I believe we have Emma in Dublin. Are you there, Emma?
I am. How are you?
I'm good. So how is Dublin?
It's dark and rainy here this evening in Dublin.
Oh dear. Well, it's dark and rainy. It's dark and rainy here as well. I live in Brighton.
Oh.
So
all right.
I'm a medium, and I'm also a psychic. So I can look at aspects of your life, or I can connect to a loved one in the spirit world. Is there a particular way that you would like me to work with you?
No, just whatever you think will work best for this evening.
Okay.
Great.
Right. I've got a lady here, and I feel that this is a grandmother that's with you in the spirit world. And I feel that this lady would have known how to make soda bread. And
okay.
That's off the wall, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I feel that she's showing me such soda bread, and am I right in saying that you have a grandmother in the spirit world?
I do, yeah.
And I feel that I want to go on to your mother's side of the family.
Okay.
Does that... you've got your mum's mum. Is she in the spirit world?
She is, yes.
And because I feel that it's her that is coming through.
Okay.
And she's making me feel like she's part of the old Ireland, and this is just the way she feels. Like she's not part of the new. She says she's making me feel like when she was alive, it was very different to how it is now. She's making me feel like it was the old Irish ways that she lived in, and
right.
Would you know that to be true?
She would have been she would have been sort of an old-fashioned lady, I suppose, yeah.
And I get the feeling that she lived in a sort of, it feels fairly rural where she would have lived.
That's kind of not particularly true now. It wasn't really a rural place that she would have lived in.
Okay, well, what I'm being shown is I'm being shown a white house, and I can see the sea as well. So I'm just going to ask you if that's significant with you in any way.
She did love the sea. Like she was someone, if she was going out for the day, that's where she'd like to go. Like we'd be near enough to the coast, you know.
Yeah, this is what she's showing to me. She's just showing me the sea, and I saw like she's showing me like this spot where there's a house sort of that's by the cliff, and I'm looking over, and it's whitewashed, and I'm looking over out onto the sea. This is what she's showing to me. She's saying to me that you have been, Have you been thinking about making some changes in your life?
Yeah.
Because and you're not quite sure how to move forward with things, she says. And she's saying to me that she wants to help you.
Okay.
And she says she's showing me you sort of, and it's late at night and it's dark, and you're it's like you're asking out for help to the spirit world. Does that and you're not sort of like, she's showing me you not being, almost like you're saying, oh please spirit world help me, I need help. That sort of feeling that I'm getting from her.
I'm actually quite a spiritual person myself. Yeah.
Good. And she's showing me you doing that.
And stuff.
Right, but she's showing me you sort of asking for help in the spirit world, and she's showing me and she's showing me that she's trying. She wants to sort of forge like a stronger relationship with you from the spirit world. And she says that because she wants to be able to help you throughout all your challenges. And she's saying to me that she wants you to sort of like, if you ask for her help, she can do things that she can't if you don't ask. It's so important, this point actually, to ask, because if we don't ask, they've got their hands tied, because we do have our free will. They can't intervene. But she's asking you to ask.
The angels a lot, for help and guidance.
That's good. And but she wants to be involved in your life. She wants that to help you.
Great.
And she's drawing my attention to your mum. I'm just asking her why she's... I know there's something about your mum, but I'm not quite clear what it is yet. It's almost as though she wants to help your mum too. And because she says that your mum needs a bit of help and support at the moment. And she recognises that you have been a support to her, but she wants to help her as well, and she wants to let you know that she's there to help her too. She's showing me she's also showing me a dog, and I'm not quite sure if this is a dog in spirit or a dog alive. I feel this is a dog in spirit that's connected around your family. And she's saying to me that she's got the dog and she looks after the dog, because she says that she was a huge animal lover herself, and I feel that she would have had lots of animals in her lifetime. And she's also showing me soup. For some reason, I feel like there's a need for soup.
Soup?
Where does that come from? Soup?
God, I don't know.
But I think what it is it's the heartiness of the winter, and sort of like a hearty soup. And I feel that
she used to make a lovely stew, like a coddle. Yeah. And I
get that feeling that she wants to sort of have these sort of hearty food and bring it to you. She says that sometimes she feels like she wants to cook for you different foods, because she says you need some of her cooking or some of her food. She's also saying to me that she loves you very much and her main purpose this evening is about coming forward and letting you know that she's in your life and wants to be there to support you and help you, but you've got to ask. And that was her main reason for coming forward.
Usually medium, I am power, and I am in current Lamar, avid awakening, and I have rap artist Henry. Hello, Henry. How are you doing? Please.
What's up, world? Thanks for having me today.
Of course.
As she said, my name is Henry Aaron Westbrooks. I go by the name A Universal. I represent Rochester, New York. Shout out to the 585. We're all the way here in Southern California, so I represent the entire globe. That's why I call myself A Universal, okay? I don't care where you're at in the world. I don't care what you're doing, what city, what state, what time, what planet, what country, what continent. I represent you.
Wow, that was powerful, man. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you can say, like, in your way and in your language about success? Because there are a lot of young people that are listening to you right now, and as I know, if you are a successful rap artist, then I want to know, like, what you can tell to people.
For sure. So the number one thing is just follow your dreams. Believe in yourself would be number two. And number three is just have fun.
Have fun with what?
Have fun with everything you're doing. Life's about having fun. Don't take it too serious. You shouldn't be too hard on yourself. At the end of the day, life's too short to be really stressed over anything. So a bit about my success is just believing in myself, taking radical action, being confident, and just having fun with it, right?
What do you think about your hypno today? How did you feel after?
So today's hypno had me feeling great. To sum it up, I feel refreshed. I feel more awakened than I did prior. And I feel as though my spirit has been rinsed.
Henry, when spirituality or spirit help you to success? Do you believe in spirits? Do you believe in spirituality? Did you ever use them to help you to succeed and get into that famous, beautiful, place? And what means to you spirituality, spirit?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a believer?
Yeah, so I'm definitely big into that. I mean, I believe that we are not humans having a spiritual experience. I think we're spirits having a human experience. So I think that this body is just temporary. I think that my energy just found this temple and it's here. So spirituality has been huge for me. Just growing up, having faith in the unseen. It's been huge. And just tapping into different universal frequencies, higher powers, whether it's left, right, in front of you, behind you, below you, above you. I don't know what the fucking power is. Excuse my language. But there's definitely something in control of things here. And that just tapping into that oneness, into that power has been key. So you can call it what you want, spirituality, religion, whatever. It's been a huge factor in my success because without it, I don't even think it would be possible.
Amazing. And I kind of felt so cool when you was in the hypno, you kind of connected to your past life. Can you please tell us how you feel and which way you connect to your past life?
Yeah, so just thinking about the past life, it's almost like we've been here before. Certain situations seem familiar, deja vu, almost as though before things even happen, precognitive notions. And my past life, if I had to say truthfully, I think that, I was here and I learned a lot. And now I'm here to speak for the people, to awaken the people and set the people free. So it's coming down to taking what I believe is my kindred spirit and using it from what I believe in spiritually, mentally, and then finding a way to vocalize it so that I can enlighten other people.
Fantastic. Henry, how do you feel about when someone says, are you successful, or do you feel that you are successful? What is your answer?
Yes.
You do?
I feel successful.
And do you feel just because you are believing something or someone that you became successful, or just you are successful because you're born successful? I mean, how is your feeling when it comes to success? Are you a believer, or are you, what can you suggest to young people? Because people says, well, I may have some idol, maybe I'm not a God believer, but I'm kind of like an energy believer.
Right.
I'm actually bringing frequencies of light frequencies. Oh, and do you believe in healing, by the way? I mean, do you feel that there is something named as a holistic healing and
Yes.
you can heal yourself?
Absolutely.
And did you done that before?
Yes, I'm big into holistic healing. So, like therapy, such as, aromatherapy, essential oils, having diffusers, different things like that to really alleviate the air, and the energies in the room are huge, you know, and holistic, it's everything. I mean, people think it's taboo or it's hoorah or like placebo or just like, you know, fiction, but this stuff is actually real.
But as a successful person, you definitely may have some days which was completely kind of down and you've been depressed, but how you try to heal yourself with your energies that come from God and come from the universe or unknown. How did you use those energies to make yourself happy? Again.
Yeah, so I mean,
without using any medicine, example, because a lot of young people actually today, as I know, are using a lot of medicines like anxiety medicines or kind of like depression medicines, which is not good for the body and mind. So what is your recommendation if they want to do their own healings and heal themselves, heal their mind, how they can do and how they can succeed without they get depressed and low confidence and, you know, low self-esteem? What is your suggestion to those young people?
So I have a lot of suggestions, right? You know, just to kind of name a few, one of the first things you can do is just start surrounding yourself with better people, right? I mean, bad company is going to leave bad vibes. Bad people are going to just rub off on you. You're not going to feel right. You're not going to be doing the right things. You're not going to have the right attitude, the right mentality, etc. So get around better people. Start reading. Start reading books that are actually going to help you in your future, your development.
Fantastic.
Not fake books, you know, like no Harry Potter, 50 Shades of Grey, nothing like that. Take a book like Think and Grow Rich, you know. Read books that are really, you know, empowering, you know. So reading is huge. Reading is absolutely monumental for anybody who wants to succeed. There's lots and lots and lots of value you can pick up and see in just one book. So reading is huge. Another thing is just realizing that you're not on this planet to make everybody happy or to essentially get everybody to accept you. So just make yourself happy. You know, making yourself happy. You know, I believe like something like 80% of happiness is self-generated, right? So you can't be looking out to the external world for things to make you happy. You kind of got to make it from within. So just knowing that you have the power, knowing that I actually have the power within myself was really all I needed. I think that a lot of people don't or aren't aware of just the fact they have this innate power that's kind of dim. So people, you know, they're living in this low frequencies. They're depressed. They're sad. There is, you know, fear and scared states of mind. And if you recognize yourself in that, that's, you know, recognize where you're at. It's one of the things. Like recognize what
recognition about yourself.
You got to kind of know, okay, here's where I've been. Here's where I am. Here's where I want to go. So just knowing yourself is huge too.
You said something to me earlier.
And then meditation.
Yeah, before the hypno, you said something to me that I know what I want, but sometimes maybe, I'm kind of doubting. And I told you, well, I kind of feel that you're so powerful because after the hypno, I really found you as a very powerful person. But
thank you.
And that is true because sometimes a little bit of doubt, it could actually make us a little bit, you know, uncomfortable. And that's maybe why we need some sort of help with some good mentor, maybe clinical hypnotherapist, maybe someone to talk with friends or, you know, family, or someone that could actually help you out with that fears. So what is your suggestion? Let's say that a lot of young people wants to go to the music industry, modeling, example, and they kind of like be in that, you know, music kind of, you know, shows, videos, like TV. So what is your suggestion to them? Do you feel that it's a cool thing to do? Do you think that it's just like, you know, some people maybe they feel like they have to, but they kind of feel they don't have the voice and they can't really kind of be counted on as I can't be a rap artist, example. But what they can do, because they still have that dream, do you want to be a rap artist, but they are not made to. But what is your suggestion to them? What they can, that anyways they can actually make that dream happen, even when they don't have that type of talent or voice? What is your suggestion to them?
Yeah, so I think people should focus on their strengths. I think naturally you should tap into and harness what you're already good at. However, if you're somebody who believes deep down that you should be a rap artist or a singer and you just don't have the talent, you don't have the voice necessarily, you can work on it. You can practice. You can always
improve. So it's impossible? Or is it possible?
Anything's possible.
Okay, awesome.
Anything is possible, okay? There's voice coaches. There's plenty of YouTube. Going back to the books you can read. Tons of content, masters, gurus, mentors, you name it, who can help you master your craft. Essentially, maybe you won't be the best. Maybe you won't get all the recognition you think you deserve. However, it's definitely possible to, chase that.
But they start from somewhere, correct? We have to start from somewhere.
You have to start from somewhere. It's
other than that, we can't know that he can make it or not.
Yeah, I mean, you have a better chance of making it by just taking little steps at a time, one day at a time, taking action than just thinking about it and not doing anything, right?
Fantastic.
So just put yourself out there and go for it.
Normally when I'm actually doing my radio show, so people calling me and ask me a question as a medium and psychic. So I don't know if my producer tonight will actually bring anyone live, and that would be cool. Maybe you can actually say something with your sense and abilities, because I do believe that everyone having some sort of abilities, kind of psychic abilities, sense that could feel and sense people, feelings, and connecting and tapping to their energies. So basically, maybe tonight we will have some caller. I will talk to them first, and then let's see what he or she want to ask you with the questions. That would be fantastic.
That would be fantastic. Let's do it.
Yeah. So as you guys know, you are guys listening to Avid Advice Show. It's avidadvice.com. A lot of things happened to Avid Advice. Go to avidadvice.com and see what really happened. A lot of changes, good changes, and we got app. You guys can just download the app and just call and chat from there in no time. And also we got the free questions. So basically you can ask any advisors, any type of burning questions, and get your answer for free. So I want to use this opportunity and do that. All advisors on Avid, they are professional and they know what they are doing. So basically, they are not a therapist. They are a real psychic. They have sense. They give you the advice that they feel and sense and connect and tap to that energies of unknown. So now back to studio, and I have Candace. Hello, Candace. How are you doing? This is Fiona, and I have Henry, rap artist on Avid Advice.
Hey, Candace.
Hi, how are you?
We are doing fantastic, Candace. How was your evening, and what are you doing? Give me your date of birth, my heart, and then let me just feel and sense what I can do for you tonight. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting ready for the holidays. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow, so we're getting ready to go to our family's house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, good. So give me, tell me again, because I kind of couldn't really hear you clearly. Just give me first your date of birth, because I have to really clarify and actually feel and sense about your date of birth, and then also shoot your question.
Okay, yeah, my birthday is 9/26/81.
Awesome. And shoot your question.
Oh, my question?
Yes.
I'm not sure. I just want to know if I had any messages, and just in general.
Well, the first thing's fantastic, Candace. I mean, I got it. I got your messages already right now when I actually talking to you right now. I actually tapped your energies right away. So the first things that you should know, my love, drop anything and everything that makes you to feel nervous and uncomfortable right now about something that you have to agree and disagree about next week. Also something that had to do with some movement. It could be move a place, or it could be something that you have to agree as a new things. If it's going to happen, it will happen. Don't force and don't try to stress yourself. Just come to me right now. Your life has been kind of very rocky just because you've been always there for people. Stop it right away. I don't want you to give so much of your energies to many of people around. Why? Because you're tired and you're exhausted. You may not notice it right now, but you're going to do it later. Go ahead, sweetie. Tell me. Go ahead.
What's that? What's that last word?
So that's what I'm saying. Don't give too much energies to people who may not really understand your value. So make sure that you're around people that feel that you are 14 up. This is actually how I feel. Yeah. Maybe here we go. There is some kind of sadness, some kind of like a craziness that been unhappy or ongoing, like in the past couple actually months. I wanted you to drop it. Sometimes we can't change circumstances. We can't change people, and we can't let them to understand us fully. If they can't understand us, it is time to move on. You don't need to argue with any of them. Just change your circumstances, change your life, and change yourself, and then choose something that making you to feel good. Now I have Henry, the successful rap artist. So he's not psychic, but I love the way that he feels and connect into when it comes to people, energies, and connection. So what you can say to Candace, because as I can feel Candace, she was a giver. She gave a lot of people, but she also burned herself just because no one could value her. That I feel psychically that she should stop giving to people actually of her value, especially those that don't understand exactly about her value in her love. So what is your suggestion to Candace?
Candace, what we need to keep in mind and in spirit and in heart is that not everybody is like you. Not everybody is as careless, as selfless, and as giving as you are. And not everybody is going to be able to recognize, understand, or even realize what you're doing for them sometimes. So you can't take things personally.
Okay.
Learn to not take things personally. And you'll be a lot more happy. You'll feel a lot more liberated, and you won't be feeling as though this isn't worth it, or you need to get something in return. Sure, there are there's valid reasons to, expect reciprocation in some regards. However, this world is designed, and it's going around by people who are doing more than they should, giving more than they should. And if that's you, just keep on giving and believing that one day the universe will reward you 10x.
Which is actually, you already got rewards, because I can see that you became successful. You should be proud of yourself, Candace. And I have psychically a couple of dates for you that will change your life. The number one date that comes to me psychically is about December the 13th, 2018, which I wanted you to focus on that day, because something huge will happen. Some very strong changes on the way for you. If anyone asks you for any type of changes or anything, I wanted you to say yes to it. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It just really makes sense with me. I've actually been just shutting off my phone and not answering any calls or anything like that, and just kind of keeping to myself lately, because I've been feeling so drained, because I've been giving so much and being so selfless. I caught myself, and I need to take a step back and just remember, who I am and be here for my daughter, and that's it,
Correct, because you don't have any energy left, sweetheart, because those people who was absolutely manpower, just suck your energy off from your body and your mind, and that's what you are doing is correct. Stay away from those people, as Henry says. Just to stay away and don't try and change your circumstances. And I know you will see the result absolutely before 2019. So you don't need to wait about a year or 2 years or 2 years to see. I'm just telling you, just lay back and relax and see December the 13th, 2018, what will bring to you to make you to feel happiest, healthiest, wealthiest in this earth.
Okay, that's great.
And believe in yourself. Continue believing in yourself. No matter how people can turn you down, no matter what people can say negatively or whatever, always believe in yourself. Don't care about what other people says about you. Don't care what people actually gave you as advice. Just believe in yourself. Be your own competition. Compete with yourself every day. Find the best version of yourself, which I know you are a master of it, and you can do it because you are helping a lot of people, as I can feel, as I sense. But enough is enough for you. Don't be a giver anymore. It's time for you to receive, because there is no energy left. So you need to charge your battery in order to give again. But do it with the right people, in the right place, and in the right time. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes, you're right. I've actually been to the doctor 4 times this past month because I'm just completely drained and completely exhausted. So I'm just oh man, I just need to stop doing what I'm doing. I just need to focus on myself and stuff. So you hit it right on the head,
And you can do it. You did it a lot of time, and it's not just, and I can even feel and talk to your past life. You definitely was a leader, and you are a leader. You can lead yourself. In order to be a leader, you have to lead yourself. You have to lead your life. Don't allow anybody take over your life just because you can feel that you are not good enough. You're always good enough for yourself. You can find the best version of yourself, and no one can take you down. Remember that. Nobody can do that. Just you can give you the best recording in the earth and not listening to anyone else. That is my advice to you for tonight. And I wanted you to meditate as much as you can, my heart, because this is so important. I wanted you to meditate. Meditation for some people is about, like, what do you mean meditation? When I'm meditating, I'm just reminding about every single craziness that happened in my life. Well, that's meditation for. That you have to connect with those negative thoughts and feelings to remove them, to disconnect yourself with them, to become or find your best version of yourself. That's what meditation for. So if you feel distracted, and disconnection with yourself, it's just because you have to meditate and feel that I will say goodbye to those negativity and thoughts that come to me when I'm just sitting relaxed and waiting, and stop blaming yourself. If you blame yourself for what you did in the past, you would never forgive yourself. By not forgiving yourself, you would never succeed. You would never feel good, and you're always going to feel guilty, and you're never going to find yourself again. So never blame yourself. Past is past. I don't care about my past. My future is about 2 hours from now, not even tomorrow. Enjoy your moment. Enjoy your moment. Am I right, Henry?
That's great.
1,000%. I agree. 100% right.
Oh.
You have something to say, Candace? I wanted you to say something positive, like a positive word. What Candace going to do tomorrow? Just tell me one word.
I'm going to go have dinner with family. Yes. It's going to be a great day.
Good job.
It'll be a
Good
great day
job.
tomorrow. Yes.
Good job. And I wanted you
And
to
happy
continue
Thanksgiving to you guys.
be lovely.
What?
And be lovely and be successful and believe in yourself. All I wanted you to do. Just believe in yourself. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you that you joined us today. You are guys listening to A1R Radio Network, and this is Avid Advice Show. And by the way, Candace, you can go to avidadvice.com, and if you want to talk to me or any advisor on Avid, please just go there, sign up, and give your free questions and any type of questions. You may have some burning questions. You don't want to actually talk to me in the radio show. That's perfectly fine. Go to Avid Advice, get your free time, and then ask me the questions that you want to get answered. So again, this is me, Fiona, Virgin Medium, I am Powered, and now this is Henry in the studio, and now we are doing Avid Advice Show. We may have about like maybe 1 minute. So Henry,
Yes.
just give us the last word, man.
Right now, a lot of you watching may be asking yourself, do I have what it takes to accomplish my goals? Yes, you do. Whether you believe that you can or you believe that you can't, either way, you're right. So start shifting your brain right now to I believe and I can mentality.
Fantastic. And what else? For tomorrow, should we eat turkey, and how much?
Yeah, so tomorrow, for those of you celebrating, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to each of you. And don't eat too much turkey, because then maybe you're going to get some pain in your tummy. Have fun. Okay, guys, so have a great one. And this has been Fiona, Virgin Media, I Am Power, Avid Show. And this is Mr. Henry, rap artist in LA. Have a great one, and bye.
Hi, this is Anna Olson. I'm your host tonight with A1R Radio, Insights into Consciousness. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about how you can use your intuitive abilities and what that entails. So when we start with what it is that we're doing with any sort of sensory ability, any sort of external sensory ability that's outside of our five senses, we are starting with the energy. And it's an energy field that we have to call in and utilize. So when we talk about energy, what does that entail? It entails a frequency, It entails a vibration that has to be at a certain level. So I choose to do my readings at Love and Above, which is a very high frequency. It's a very positive frequency. And what that brings in is the energy of angels, guides, and good spirits or whatever, what have you. The lower your frequency, the lower the vibration of spirits and intuition and all of that comes in. So basically what we do is we talk about energy and how we utilize that in terms of frequency, and look at it as an AM, FM radio wave. So if you look at your brain and your nervous system as an antenna, that can really help with looking at how we tune into different frequencies and vibrations, and how we can use those in our daily lives, and how we can use those to get signals from spirit or signals from those who have passed on. And we can use that for our benefit and the benefit of others. So basically when we start to tune into this energy frequency, we will either pick up on what somebody else's message is towards us, or whatever we're sending out to pick up on. So it can go either way. We can accept somebody's signal, or we can put out the signal that we need a signal. So that's similar to turning on a radio so that you can pick up on your AM, FM radio signals, or it can look like somebody's telling you, hey, you need to turn on the radio because you need to listen to this. So we can either kind of get the tap on the shoulder, like, oh, I want to talk to you, from spirit, from, they say spirit and spirits, or those who have passed. So it could be somebody who has passed and they're tapping you on the shoulder, like, hey, you need to be on this frequency because I have something that I need to tell you. Or you can have their loved one in front of you, and you end up asking that spirit for messages, and that's tuning into them. But oftentimes they want to tap you on the shoulder and say, listen, could you send this message? So it can go either way. And when you go in, you tap into these frequencies, and it's sort of like, there's all these different frequencies you can be on. It more or less will result in a message coming through most of the time. So I just learned from a great mentor today about how we can, if we're sitting down with somebody and we're not getting a signal, if we're not getting a signal from a person, we can ask them to do this exercise. Or if we're not able to get a signal for some reason or another, we can do this exercise to really zone in and figure out how to do a reading. That is that you put your hand on your heart and you close your eyes and you think about things that make you happy, such as your children, your child, a good memory of a family member or a friend, even a pet, just whatever brings you joy, and to really trust the process that way by bringing in those good vibes and all of the things that make you happy and fulfilled. So that's one way that if the signal's blocked, you can open that channel up so that you may begin to channel in all the signals that you need to. So that said, there are a few things that we can do to practice accepting a signal or sending out a signal. One of the things that we can do is grounding. When we ground, we imagine things, and it's also called visualization or meditate. Some people call it a form of meditation. It's basically just bringing the light in through the top of your head with your eyes closed after you take some nice deep cleansing breaths, maybe 3 nice deep breaths. You can close your eyes and just imagine this beautiful white light coming down through the top of your head, and like ocean waves of your body, just cleansing any sort of stress away till your whole body is relaxed, all your muscles are relaxed. And then you can imagine this white light going down through the bottom of your feet. You're going to uncross your arms, legs, and ankles. So you're going to have an open body. And this light will go down to the core of the earth, come back up and through the top of the head again to ground you into the earth and also connect you to heaven. So you're the mid-space, you're the connection in between heaven and earth. This is very important to do before readings, before any sort of study on the topic. or any sort of thing that you want to do to channel this good energy, positive energy, and you just draw in whatever energy it is that you would like to use for that reading. So if you're going to do a reading on a specific person who has passed, you may want to think about that person and what's best for the highest and greater good of that reading, or for the person who's getting the reading. So these are just a few tips before you start a reading or to get ready for a reading. In addition, the whole premise to any of this work is to help and serve others. So when we're talking about helping and serving others, I really like to quote my good friend Julie Jensen, who's taught me a whole lot. And she's Julie Jensen Wolfhart on Facebook. So if you want to find her, she's there. But she taught me a really great concept about how we can keep ego out of doing a reading. And when you keep ego out of doing a reading, that looks like us, somebody doing a reading or somebody who's getting spirit messages, to not worry so much about how you look to the person or what comes, and what comes through, but more or less to do a good job and to be in the right frequency and to focus. And that's really what we're talking about. We need to leave our baggage at the door, and we need to not make this about us or how good we look or any of those sorts of things. It needs to be more about, how can I serve this person? I need to focus on them. It's being selfless and it's being grateful. So those are the things that really, really get us into the mode of being service to other people and really, really coming out ahead in a way of working with the highest and greater good and staying out of ego. The more we can stay out of ego, the more that we can be of service not only to others, but to also be of service to ourselves. Because readings are not just a one-way street. They are a two-way street. They are a win-win. And when we're helping others, we're also helping ourselves. We're winning by helping, and we're learning the entire time. So every time I do a reading, I learn something, because there are no two readings are exactly alike. And no two people or past spirits are exactly alike. I've had a few similarities between readings and the many, many that I've done. I have never had two that I could say were even really alike in a way of the person's energy, in the way that I perceive their energy, in the way that I perceive the message. All of the things that were coming up, they were just unique to that person and or the loved one that passed. So the really beautiful thing about readings is you learn something new every single time. And as a reader, or as just like anybody who doesn't do readings, like let's say for a living, but just wants to use it in their personal life, a person can really, really benefit just from using message from spirit and learning to navigate the world and those in it in a way that's for the highest and greater good. And I always want to stress it's for the highest and greater good. So I'm just like really delving into teaching people how to do this great work and how it looks to use it in their own lives. And the reason why is because I think people tend to just get off the course of spirituality, and they get too caught up in daily life and daily living and, I've got to get to work and, I've got to get my paycheck and make dinner. Okay, but there's this whole other world that's way up in the other world, that's so much more in depth than that. We need to get out of this shallow, dense consciousness of internet, cell phones, and what are we having for dinner tonight? It needs to be the depth of why am I having these relationships with the people that I am having relationships with? How can I better the lives of those around me? How can I better my life so that I can be of service to others? How can I do my work and in turn teach other people how to do their work during readings, classes, or whatnot? That is what, the whole goal I feel really is with using any type of spirit or message or doing this work. So I'd really love to take a caller, and we have Lynn Langley on the line for a reading.
Hello?
Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
How are you? Are you from Langley, or is your last name Langley?
I live in Langley.
You live in Langley. Okay.
Hello?
Hi, how are you doing tonight?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. So how can I help you tonight?
Well, I guess I'm a little curious what you see for me for 2019. 2018 has been an amazing year for me, lots of personal growth, really trying to connect with myself a little more, focusing on my health, my relationships. Everything's been improving, and I guess I'm a little curious as to where things are going for me from here. I guess career-wise and financial is one, and just furthering my relationships is kind of where I guess my focus is.
Okay, so what I'm getting first off is that your career is going to or is currently affecting your relationships and vice versa. So our careers tend to be sort of intertwined with relationships, immediate relationships, right, romantic relationships in many different ways. So that's the first thing that I'm getting is there a concern with you and how it will feel for the people around you? Or is that your concern? Is it family life that it may affect? It's most significant?
Yeah, definitely. I would love to start my own business, and that's been my goal for quite some time, but that would be in my mind, very all-consuming. And I feel my relationships are getting better and better, and don't want to kind of backslide in that direction.
Right. So starting your own business, the thing about starting your business I'm getting is that it's going to take some time and effort to start it up, correct?
Yes, definitely.
And in doing that, it can kind of, do you have kids?
They're all grown now.
Okay. So you have some time, a little extra time now compared to when they were little.
I do.
So, yeah. So what about your significant other? Are you still married or?
Not married, but we've been together almost 6 years.
Okay. So that's why I was getting a married, but together. And I'm like, are you still married? Okay. So, I think that would be the main relationship that it would affect your career change. And, I think that you get a lot of support from him, but the thing I feel is that I'm not sure that you would be aware of how much that starting your new business would take away from this relationship. So that would just be something to prepare for. It probably seems like it would be easier in a lot of ways, but I do feel that a new business for you would entail more time away from him, and that's just something to keep in mind and to be aware of.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah. And the other thing that I'm looking at and I'm feeling is the financial part of it. Do you have like savings or something to start up this new business?
Not right now, no.
Yeah, because I feel like that's going to be like what I see would be your biggest concern with starting a new business is that it's not extremely dependable every month once you start up. And yeah. I think that would also be the hard part. And of course, I always see relationships with other people in our lives as most important and it's on the forefront. But then on the financial end of it, I do see that may just kind of be the main challenge with the new business is that you would really see some inconsistencies with your income.
Right, of course, yeah.
So these are just like the things that you really need to look at and prepare for before you start a new business. But I mean, I do see that the business would be something you would enjoy. So I feel like your happiness would go up doing this.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I feel that. See that your happiness. Yeah, and your happiness would go up, but this is the thing. At first, it wouldn't be as fun as you may assume it will be, just because all these unexpected things would happen. Like there would be a few things that you just didn't see coming. It's much different than, like if I were to go get a job at like a big company and there's a 401k, already in place and all that good stuff, there's just a little more planning and work that may go into it that you're just not quite seeing right now, but that's okay. That's part of the process and that's part of the journey. And I'm just here to tell you that that's going to be part of this, and just to kind of forewarn you that, this is going to be a little harder than it looks right now.
Right.
And there may be just some pit stops. I wouldn't say like it would be horrible or like, avalanche type. It would just be that you would have some pit stops where you'd be like, oh, I didn't really see that coming. I didn't really expect that. 4 or 5 different big things where you're kind of like having to really take a deep breath and start over on that topic or that project.
Right. Okay. That makes
so
sense.
Is there any? Yeah, and that's just basically what I would tell you. And just to have a backup plan financially, so that you'd have a good month or 2 of income saved for those months where it's the unforeseen dips in your income with your own business.
Right, for sure. Absolutely.
So those are the things. And it sounds like you kind of already know. And basically this is just a reminder. And sometimes readings are a confirmation of, just what kind of like you kind of already knew. And that's usually what people really like about readings too, is just that they confirm what they were already thinking or feeling.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Everything you're saying makes sense, and definitely has been what I have thought about and considered to some degree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, does that answer your question? Do you have more that you need?
No, I think that answers my question. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Perfect. You're so welcome. And do you have anything else you'd like to go over? Or? No, I'm good.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for calling.
Okay.
And have a wonderful night.
Much. Thank you.
Thanks, Lynn.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So here we have basically a reading where I really love doing these readings where they're confirmation to something that the person already basically knew. So sometimes readings are just 2 people picking up on the same thing. Sometimes it's just somebody just needs confirmation that what they were thinking was correct or that they were on the right track. And that was probably one of the easiest readings I've ever done, because we just went over basically pitfalls that are coming, save money, be prepared. You could say that like basically that's just like anybody who's going into a business, but really I didn't see anything detrimental. I didn't see anything where, the business would fail. I didn't see anything that told her not to do it or that she would have health problems or something like that. So this is just one of those really nice, easy breezy readings that are just really full of confirmation and good information that she's on the right track and that all of the things that she was thinking and doing was correct. So this is one other type of reading where you pretty much just align with that person's energy, and it's a confirmation of a pat on the back, you're doing a great job. So while they're not super dramatic and they don't have a lot of turns, these types of readings can be very comforting for the person getting the reading, because they basically just needed somebody to tell them, yeah, you're on the right track and everything you're doing is perfect. Because people do get scared when they take these, leaps of faith where they're going into something new and an unexplored territory. And they tend to need a little bit of confirmation and just a good support from the reader. So super easy reading. It's really nice to have one of those on the show, because people can see that sometimes confirmation is just as important as new information, especially for somebody who has done a lot of planning. And I feel that Lynn had done a whole lot of planning, and that she's really, really put a lot of her heart and soul into this and just wanted to make sure that everything would be all right. And that's basically what I saw, is that everything was going to be fine. Everything that she's been thinking so far was correct. So that said, in addition, readings, I wanted to reiterate that readings are capturing of a frequency or a signal energetically. All of it is scientific. It's an electromagnetic field that we have that we can basically pick up little, if you want to imagine little bolts of lightning, little signals of energy that are just basically already coming at us from all around. There's even a river of information that goes over our heads in the atmosphere that we can derive information from, that we can derive intelligence from, that we can tap into to understand our own lives better and our own journey better. These things are all real. They're science. It's fact-based. It's mathematical. It's understood by people who have been using it for their entire lifetimes, and it's been used for thousands and thousands of years. So in addition, when we use these signals and we're tapping into these signals, these frequencies, we can confirm that this is the information that we need by asking for clarification and asking if we got the right message. So when we get a signal, we have the information, we want to see if it's right. Ask for confirmation, and Spirit will give you the confirmation. So as the Bible says, ask and it will be given unto you. Knock and the door will be open. That is absolutely true. This is along the same concept that when we ask for confirmation that we're getting this message on something, you can write it down. You can just, ask Spirit, I really need some confirmation for this. Please let me know if it's right, correct, and true, and for the highest and greater good, and you will get a confirmation. This can come through revelatory synchronicities, which means that we get a synchronistic revelation from something happening in just the right way and just the right time, and it was just way too big of a coincidence to actually be coincidental. Or it could be God remaining anonymous, as they say, where that something big just happened, but he didn't come out of the sky and show his face to you. Okay. So that's basically what you're looking for at that point. Once you start to trust your intuition more, once we start to trust that we are receiving messages from Spirit and it's confirmed, and we get the revelatory synchronicities and confirmations, then what we do is we continue to use that for the highest and greater good and to serve others and ourselves and our families. And that can lead to extreme spiritual growth. It can lead to a lot of good happening for a lot of people in a way of going down the correct road on their career, their love life, with their families, spirituality, in any arena of life. So just wanted to go over tonight how we each can use our extrasensory abilities. If there's 12 extrasensory abilities, we don't just have 5 senses, we have 12. And basically, when we learn all of these senses, we can practice them. Most of them are passed down through generations through our families. And genetically, we'll see, my parents did this and now I do it. Or my grandparents did this, now I do it. It's passed down through generations. All these different sensory abilities are passed down to generations, or they're just in our environments where we're practicing them, like our parents or our families. So it's imperative when we want to get message from Spirit to be in the high frequency of love and above, to understand that when we receive these signals, it's good to practice and to learn to trust them through revelatory synchronicities. Much of the time, readings are confirmation that we're on the right track, or that things are fine the way they are, and there isn't more information to be given. That's just as simple as it is. So, I really, really would love to give my website. I've done some work on that. There's some new classes and one-on-one coaching on that. It's AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com. If you would like to do one-on-one sessions with me or to try some of my classes, I would love to teach you intuition, and I would love to teach you how to use your extrasensory abilities. You go to AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com, and you can just click through and see if you can get enough information on the website. If not, you can always message me, call me, and I would be happy to lead you through what one-on-one coaching is or what one of my classes are like. We have payment plans. We have a lot of different ways that you can learn how to use your intuition, not just for your personal life and for your friends and family, but also to start your own business if you so choose. So I would really love to teach this. I'm so excited to speak with you. Please get a hold of me, AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com. I'm right at the end of my show tonight. I've had a lot of fun. I will talk to you next week, and have a wonderful week.
Hi, I'm Kathy, and thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now, back to A1R on the air, Psychic Talk Radio, now on Moonstruck TV, enlightening television.
Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio here on Moonstruck TV, and this week I'm in Canberra, which is Australia's capital. So it's a long way from home for me, and it's a very pretty capital city here in Canberra. It's a very interesting place because this is the house of the politicians here, where they all come and do all the business of the country, like you do wherever you are in this amazing planet of ours. So it's an interesting time to be here when all the politicians have left town and people are just getting down to the family thing. And Merry Christmas to everybody, wherever you are in this amazing globe of ours. Here in Australia, we celebrated Christmas yesterday. Today is the day after Christmas here for us, which is technically known as Boxing Day here, where everybody goes mad and goes to the shops and gets their plastic out for a bit more of a run while they sort of go and buy more things that they probably don't need because of the big Boxing Day sales. But anyway, enough about that. I hope that you've had are having an absolutely amazing time with your family, with your friends. And if you were watching the show last week, I talked about that Christmas was going to be a very interesting and unusual time astrologically because we had the full moon, and the full moon was going to be in Cancer from Sunday through to Tuesday. So even if you're in the southern hemisphere and you're already into the 26th, you've still got another day and a half of the influence of the full moon in Cancer. Now, the full moon in Cancer means this. It's the time of the year where the moon is full. Now, we've talked about what a full moon is on the show before, but the full moon is where it gathers up all its energy and all its momentum over the 28 to 30-day cycle, and it's ready to release. It's ready to release things that we no longer need in our lives anymore, things that we're ready to let go of, whether that's emotions, whether it's situations, whether it's ideas or projects that we've been working on. It's time to empty that bucket. It's like having a bucket full of water. We can't put any more water in. We need to release some to be able to add more. So when the moon is full, that's what we're technically doing. We're releasing things that are no longer necessary to us. Now, when it's gone back into its own sign of Cancer, which is the sign that the moon rules in the astrological wheel, each planet rules at least one sign. And Cancer is actually ruled by the moon. So when we go back into the full moon time, with it going back into Cancer, it's a time when the moon is feeling very much at home. It's feeling very comfortable. Now, the only problem with that being the festive season, and we can all have a little bit of a giggle and relate to this usually in some way or another, it's the time when families and friends and things like that get together and we're supposed to be all of good cheer. And that's what the whole purpose of Christmas is about. It's not just about spending money at the department store, but it's about spending time with loved ones and hopefully looking forward to some brighter, more positive days to come. But with those festivities and the things that we're aiming to do over that time, a lot of times people have a couple of glasses of fizz or some sort of alcoholic beverage. And that tends to loosen tongues. And it also tends to bring out the best and the worst in people. And it's the time then, if it's something that's been bothering them for a long time, we quite often find that comes to the surface and we start to see little family disagreements or arguments that happen at that time of the year. So that's why I said last week on the show that it was going to be an interesting full moon because it was coinciding with the festivities of Christmas. And I asked everybody to be very patient and to be very understanding and sort of realise that there was going to be a number of things that would be a realisation. Because when the full moon goes back into Cancer, it's almost like a slideshow of events or opportunities or things for us to be able to clear things out in our mind. And for some people, it will be a time of massive change, of endings, change, transformations, because anytime we have the moon in a water sign, it is usually about letting go. It's about endings, change and transformation. Whether it's in Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio, it is still some form of an ending cycle. So with the full moon being back to its full strength, being in its own house where it feels the most comfortable, it was a time when our emotions were going to come to us, and some would be positive and some not so positive. So that was why it was really important that we were very careful of how we worded conversations, that we didn't bring about arguments and things like that. That wasn't the time to really sort of have that great discussion about something that's been bugging us for many, many years or many weeks or whatever. It was a time to sort of shelve that and try and get into the spirit of the season. Now, I know for a lot of people that Christmas time is a very difficult period of time, because for those people that have had a loss this year, that have lost somebody that was near and dear to them, and this is their very first Christmas without that person, the pain can be very, very overwhelming. It's a time when you're supposed to put on your happy face and put your smile on, put the party hat on and really be of good cheer. And yet at the same time, on the inside, all that you're feeling is loneliness, unhappiness, sadness. You're missing that person terribly because they are normally here at the Christmas table doing this and carving the turkey the wrong way, or getting the kids all wound up on lots of sugar and soft drinks and things like that, and other adults frowning down their nose because that's what Poppy used to do. He used to be the king of the kids and things like that. So those sort of family traditions change when we have a loss. And they're the sort of things that I think become the biggest adjustment. And it doesn't matter whether it's a few months, a few weeks or a few years or even 30 or 40 years. The loss doesn't necessarily become any less. I think we find a different way of dealing with it and a different place to put it. But it's not always just about loss of people. It can also be a very difficult time for people that, for whatever reason, are unable to travel or to get together with loved ones over this festive period. And they feel that tremendous sense of loss, or not a sense of belonging, where everybody else is going off to Christmas parties and they're sitting there talking to themselves or their partner or something like that, and feeling as if they're missing out on something. And can I say to those people, Christmas is different for everybody. It's not always about the great big family get together and eating too much and drinking too much and sort of, having to put up with people that you don't particularly like because they're relatives or people that you enjoy being with. It's about being happy and finding that peace within yourself. And I think we gear ourselves to this, almost like the world's going to finish on this day if we don't get everything done by Christmas. And then, once it's all over, we say, oh, well, that's done for another year, and we sort of get back to normality. And I think we put too much pressure on people that are by themselves or aren't going away or aren't doing that something special. We tend to build up in this lead up to it, asking everybody what they're doing for Christmas. We're really not that interested probably as humans, but we ask that question because it's expected of us, and, they give us the answer, and then that reinforces that sense of them not feeling like they belong because everybody else is going away or they're going to the big family get-together or whatever. Instead of sort of saying it's a time we can sit back, unwind a little bit, reflect and find something joyful in our lives that is important to us, because that's what Christmas is about finding that joy inside yourself. And we've had such a big year astrologically this year. We've had lots of lunar eclipses. We have those every year. But this year I think that they were far more powerful than what they were last couple of years anyway, because the lunar eclipses this year seemed to really sort of pack a punch. And as we head towards the end of the year, we've had a big energy shift. We've had, the sun's moved out of Sagittarius, my favourite time of the year, into Capricorn now, where things have got to become a little bit more practical and logical, and we've got to hopefully start putting our business hat back on and start looking at our finances, and probably for most people looking at how much money they spent that they didn't intend to spend on their plastic and have overspent on the festivities, and then you've got to worry about paying for it. But it's also a time when we start to look at our job situation, our finances for the next 12 months. Is there decisions that we need to make, because it's that Capricorn time of the year where we do look at the official things in our lives. But we've also had the planet of expansion and opportunity. Jupiter has just moved into Sagittarius. It moved in there late November and will be there till the end of December 2019. So it's having a 13-month transit this time. Normally the transit is only 12 months long. So it's telling us that, okay, Jupiter's sort of saying, well, what new opportunities, what new exciting things can we do in our lives? We need to be doing something very, very different. We need to be not wasting this opportunity. And particularly if you're a fire sign, a Sagittarian, an Aries or a Leo, you've got 12 months to make hay while the sun shines. It's not the time to sit back and sort of say, oh, I want this and I want that, and you don't get up off the couch and try and make it happen. It's a time where, yes, opportunities can knock on your door, but you have to be proactive in it. Nothing happens by you sitting on the couch wishing for it and sort of putting it on a manifestation board and saying that's what I want. I mean, I'm not criticising people that believe in the power of manifestation or a board or something up on the fridge. That's terrific. That's your light bulb moment. That's the moment where the idea is born. That's terrific to remind yourself of that. But then I think you have to follow it up, back it up with action, get up off the couch, get a plan of action. How are these things going to happen? Don't just sit there and say, oh, I wished for it, I tried to manifest it and it didn't work because I manifested every day. Every time I walked past the fridge, I touched it. That's not actively pursuing or putting energy into making our dreams a reality. And I'm a big believer in that, we can all sit there and say wishful thinking, oh, this didn't happen and that didn't happen. Well, what did you do to contribute towards it? Oh, well, I lit a candle, or I talked to it every day, or I stroked it as I walked past it. No, well, that's not enough effort in my opinion. And, people need to be sort of actively, I think, if you want change in your life, then start to find a plan of action of how you're going to achieve what it is that you want. We still have the planet Pluto transiting through Capricorn, who's been there for about 12 years now. It'll be there through till about 2022. And Pluto's role in Capricorn is still about transformation. And if we look at it more on a global level, we look at the things that are actually happening around the world. We've got destabilisation with governments. It doesn't matter which country or which continent you look at, there seems to be something going on locally with the politics at the moment. And I'm not going to stick my nose in other countries' politics, but I mean, this week we've had lots of changes around the world, and that's good. Because we've had people there that are sort of looking at things and saying, oh, well, President Trump shouldn't be doing this. And in England, they're getting close to Brexit. And here in Australia, we're looking at different things that, we've got a very unstable political arena as well. So we've got things there that we all, as collectively as a globe, are looking to do. So we're going to take our very, very first call, and it's Wendy in Thelma, Kentucky. Are you there, Wendy? Are you there, Wendy?
Yes.
How can I help you? Merry Christmas, Wendy. Do you have a question for me?
I was just wondering if my mom's coming around. She's passed.
Wendy, I always say on the show that we can't necessarily just dial up the person that we particularly would like to connect with on the other side. There's a certain process for those sort of things to happen, and there's never any guarantees. How I like to work, if you want to fire a question at me, if your mum wants to come through and interrupt and give some information towards that, she will, but there's never a guarantee that she's going to come through. So do you have a question that I can answer for you?
Not really. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, but, there's got to be a reason why you wanted to connect with your mum. I mean, if you want to know, is she okay, I can categorically answer that for you. There's nobody on the other side, to my knowledge, that isn't okay. Nobody's ever come through and said to me, gee, I hate it over here, it's horrible. They all seem to be very happy, and they don't have the ailments that they had here, the pain or the sickness and all those sort of things are gone. And quite often when they come through from the other side, they'll present themselves in a way that they were most proud. They might have passed away at 80, but they come through at 30 because that was when they felt the most comfortable in their earthly time. So, your mum's certainly around you all the time. I'm sure she gives you lots of messages. The energy that she's sharing with me is that there isn't a moment goes past that she isn't by your side. But there must be something particular in your life that you want to know, you want an answer to now. You're looking for a new job, or is there something that's been troubling you?
Well, yeah, I have been. There's a job that I've been trying to get.
And
Right.
I'm really, really hoping for it. So, you know, is there a possibility that I could get it? I've already applied.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to hear back from them.
Look, I think there's more than a real possibility. The reason why I brought up the job, because they showed me the symbolism of a job with 2 question marks around it. So I wasn't sure whether that meant that you were questioning in 2 different ways whether this was the right job for you or whether it's been slow in sort of coming forward and you're still waiting for an answer. What I'm picking up now is the fact that I don't think you're going to hear anything about this particular job until about the middle of January. It's sort of like you've still got a little bit of time to wait. So I don't want you to become disappointed or upset about, you know, no sort of communication from them. They're not ready to say sort of actually hire somebody just yet. You're certainly in the mix there of them really being very happy to do so. So it's like sort of just be patient, just enjoy it. But I think you also can do something fairly constructive towards this. You know, keep sort of telling yourself that this is the job that you want. You know, what would I do if I was given this opportunity? How would this change my life? You know, I believe that we always have to be active in something, and I don't think this is one of those situations where you shouldn't write out the name of the job and the company and the position and put it on the refrigerator, and every time you walk past it, read it out aloud, because you're sending that definite message to the universe and particularly to your mum that this is what you want. And I think that's one of the things that we most probably as human beings don't understand, that people on the other side are not allowed to read our mind. We have to ask out aloud for the things that we want their help, their guidance with, you know, their input with. They're not able to come in and read our mind because they're our personal thoughts. So, you know, if you put the name of the company on the fridge and the position of the job and say, hey, Mum, I'd really like a hand with this. This is my perfect job. And ask her for that help. You know, and she'll be only too happy to sort of do what she can do from the other side to make that a reality for you. But I feel that you've worked long and hard to get to this opportunity. I didn't think this was something that, you know, you just saw it advertised and you thought, oh, that'd be good. This to me is something you've been working on for some time.
Yeah, it's 3.5 years now.
Yeah, well, that's a long time to be working on, you know, landing that you know, wonderful job. You know, it's not something that you got out of bed today and said, great, that'd be a nice company to work for. You've really put solid effort into this. And I think it will probably be a little bit different to what you first imagined when you get there, but I'm not saying you're going to be disappointed with it. I think it's going to be even better than what you imagined.
Yeah.
That'll be good. But there's also a big decision towards the end of next year at whether or not you're going to stay where you're living.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but they were saying, let's get the job first, get you settled into that, and then that's the next major thing on the agenda. You know what I mean? Like, let's take the first step is the job. Then number 2 step will be whether we say where you're living.
I had actually set goals out today, and the first one was the job, and the second was the home.
Yeah, well, that's how they were showing it to me, 1, 2. Did Mum used to wear a distinctive type of perfume? Did your mum used to wear a particular type of perfume? Was there something that she really liked?
Yeah.
Because I keep smelling a smell that I can't put a name to, but she's saying to me, you'll know it. So when you know that there's a message coming from her, you'll get that smell of her perfume just for that split second. That's when you really need to talk out aloud to Mum to acknowledge that she's there.
Okay.
Okay? Merry Christmas, lovely to speak with you, sweetie. Now, I have to put my glasses on so I can see the next one. Oh, it's Tony in San Diego, California. Are you there, Tony?
Hi, Miranda.
Hi, sweetie. Merry Christmas. How can I help you?
Merry Christmas. So I had a numerology reading about 2 years ago where the numerologist had said that I was going to have a life-changing event in 2 years, and 2019 would be the second year. So I wanted to know if you could see anything major happening this year.
Okay, so what's your birth date, sweetie? Just give me your star sign, sweetie. You don't have to give me your birthday.
My birthday is July 12th.
July 12th, did you say?
Yes, 1976.
Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. So you're a Cancer. I don't do numerology, and I don't have anything with me to look at the astrology, but I can tell you if you're a Cancer, which you are, you probably had sort of quite a bit of emotional stuff to deal with in the last couple of days with the full moon in Cancer, but you're also going through some major transitions. Now, if astrologically, numerology-wise, you were told that you had that 2-year window, that would tie in astrologically with some of the planets that are sitting in Capricorn, which is like your opposite sign. It's like, here's the Cancer stuff, here's the Capricorn stuff, and it's like I'm opposing it. It's like I'm challenging you to see what it is that you want to keep and what you want to let go of in your life. The best thing I can say to you is, don't just do something because it's come into your mind. Wait until it drives you nuts. You know, if you keep getting this, I'm sick of my job and I really want a new one, and it's getting you to the point that it's nearly literally driving you mad, that you can't think of anything else, then that's the time that you've got to make the decision. Not just because you've got up today and you've had a bad day at work and you think, oh, I want a new job. Tomorrow's a different day. So if we look at it in that way, then we're going to strengthen your intuition, and that's what needs to happen. What I'm being shown is nothing major is going to happen before about March. I think March is your pivotal point coming up in 2019. Is there a relationship that you've just broken up with or has shifted? There's been a major shift there? I'm talking about a romantic relationship, not a friendship.
Yes, no.
So you're still in that relationship, or?
No, we're not together, but we still do talk.
Yeah, but I don't know that relationship will ever go back to being what it was. I just sort of feel, the reason I'm saying that is, I mean, look, there's always the possibility of that, but they were showing me someone new. They were showing me a new, tall, dark-headed man coming in around April, May, and this was going to be sort of one of the major changes that was coming into your life. But to me, that's not the whole instigation of change. The change is coming within you. The opportunities are coming for you because you've done the work on yourself. You know, you've opened yourself up to be ready to new opportunities, to new things, to things that you want to happen in your life, and that's good. I don't feel uncomfortable with that. I feel very positive with that, and it's a really good thing. So, because
yes, I feel that I feel like something is definitely going to happen. I just feel something shifting inside of me, and I know that the new year is going to be bringing a lot of new things because of the fact that I have just been separating myself from toxic and negative people and situations.
Good. And that's precisely what you should have been doing. And that's why I spoke about before, the stuff opposing your Cancer sun. You know, the two planets sitting in Capricorn sort of like push-pull, you know, sort of making you make those choices. Like, you know, it could be somebody that you've been friends with for 20 years and all of a sudden you see them for what they truly are, that they're very negative and very draining, and you think, as much as I love you, I can't have you do that or allow that to happen in my life anymore. I'll keep you at arm's length. You know, I won't necessarily break the friendship, but I'll put you over there where I can control it, that you don't drain me. And that's a good thing. And all these steps are taking you to where you need to be. But what I want you to look at is from the new year through to March is that lead-up period. I'd get a book and I'd write things down, you know, or record it on your phone. You know, I had this bright idea today. And then if it keeps coming back into your mind, then that's the thing we've got to work on. If it was only once or twice, we put it in the pile of the maybes. If it only happened once, we discard it. So that we're not allowing yourself to waste valuable time. But I know next year, new relationship, new job, house move, and I think a complete change of direction in who you are and where you're going. You're becoming so strong, and you've learnt that word no, and you can do it really well now, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's good, because too many people were taking advantage of you before. You know, you'd do anything for anybody and never left any time for you. Now we've sort of put you at the top of the queue where you should have always been, and you can say no and not even give an explanation, which is wonderful.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think you've got an amazing opportunities ahead of you, but I really, really, really want you to go with that first feeling. You know, learn to write that down or record it in some way so that you can see it's proving itself to you time and time again that was right. That's intuition.
Mm.
Say you were going to buy a new car and you walked into the car lot, you had in your head you wanted to buy a red one, but you get drawn to the blue one, but you keep coming back to the red one because you had in your head you were going to buy a red one, but intuitively you were drawn to the blue one. There would be a reason for that.
Right.
So you've got to learn to understand the messages that are being shared with you, and they are being shared with you constantly, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're very in tune, and I think you've done an amazing job on yourself in this last 12 to 18 months. And look, it doesn't matter what science that you follow, whether it's numerology, astrology, or getting a psychic reading, they're all there as a guideline, but we still have to do the work. And you've done the work, and you've continued to do so, which is amazing. And that's what it's about. So you're going to reap the rewards this year. And I'd say, you know, give yourself a pat on the back. It's a job well done. You've done exceptionally well.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I don't hand that compliment out lightly, because you really, really have done the work. And, you know, it's been tough too to make these decisions, to sort of push people to one side and say, I can't have you in your life because you're too negative and you're too draining. And that really, it hurts you, but you had to do it for your own self-preservation, which is wonderful. Yeah. Anyway, lovely to speak with you, and Merry, Merry Christmas, whatever you're doing.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, Amanda.
Same to you, sweetie. Well, we're just about at the end of the show. Next week I'll be back home on the Gold Coast for our regular show with our regular astrological segments and candle of the week and everything like that. Wherever you are in this amazing planet of ours, I hope you're having a very, very Merry Christmas, and please be kind to each other. And remember to take your smile wherever you go, and be courteous and kind to people. And most of all, be kind to yourself. And, you know, it's a time to have a little bit of an unwind and watch your favourite Christmas movie and indulge in things that we don't do for the rest of the year. But just make sure that you're still aware communication is a weapon, and we don't need to start World War III with somebody in the family because it's Christmas. We need to leave this year on a very happy, joyous note and be kind to everybody else. Merry Christmas.
Hello everyone, this is Fiona, Persian Medium I Am Power, and I'm happy to be here today, and I have a great show, and I have a great talk about sales managers, marketing managers who wants to reach their goals, because 2019 is just on the way, and the end of 2018, a lot of sales marketers or managers need to really reach their number. And then why and what happened to them when they can't really reach their numbers? Number one, what they do as the wrong things is that they don't focus on the number. Their focus is all about how to make my boss happy, how to make my coworker happy, because I have to reach that goal. And if I'm not, then they may gonna fire me. Basically, your goals is all about to not get fired, to reach the potential of happiness and joy for your boss and for your actually coworker, and you lose completely the focus that has to do with cash flow and money. So if you want money, then you have to think about money, you have to connect with money, and you have to engage yourself with the energies of money and frequencies. If your frequencies be connected to fears, anxieties, and also if I'm not doing this and that, then I may gonna get fired soon. Or if I'm not reaching, my boss comes to my door and says, if you are not reaching that goal, after 3 months, you have to say goodbye to this company, then you are in the wrong path and maybe basically in the wrong company. Number one, no stress for any sales managers and sales marketing, because if they do, and if things and anything happen that way, that is not going to be so fun for any of you guys, because you are going to just lose your focus, motivation, and everything you can ever imagine. Okay? And number three, there is so important fact. It's all about believe in yourself. How many of you guys believe in yourself when especially something crazy happening? But especially that you can't really write any type of contract with anyone. How many times you guys going to feel down, depressed, and uncomfortable, and unhappy, and hate yourself just because you couldn't really get that contract? Stop it right away. Don't look at yourself as a loser, and don't really listen to any losers that telling you that the market is done and you can't get anything. It happened to me too. It happened to other companies too. Don't worry about it. Don't hang out with losers. So this is so important for you to remember, that you should not really connect with losers who telling you the market is done, then you don't need to be motivated to do anything but sell your stuff. So for more information about me, go to Instagram. Persian Medium is my Instagram, Persian Medium, all together. So, and I send all my motivational speak and all my motivational videos there. So you guys can find me there, Persian Medium, on my Instagram and also Facebook. I'm not really active on Facebook. I'm just active on Instagram a lot. So if you want to know about me, about Avid Advice, about Avid Awakening, which actually is my office in Corn Del Mar, go to Persian Medium Instagram. And if you want to see me face to face, go to persianmedium@gmail.com and book your appointment. I have a waiting list until February 30, February 29, 2019, unfortunately. But if you want to see me face to face, book your appointment already and I will be there. If you are in a rush and want to see me as soon as possible, that's fine too. Just on the subject, just say, well, it's about the missing people. Is about, like a cancer patient, is about any type of like rush things that you definitely want to see me and you can't wait on the list. Please let my assistants know about that and they will prioritize and they will let you guys in. So back to this video, your guys listening to Avid Advice show, and I have a caller. Hello, darling. How are you doing? Can you hear me?
I can indeed. How are you? Thanks very much for having me.
Of course, sweetheart. It's my pleasure to have you. So, beautiful, give me your date of birth first, and then tell me where you are calling, and also your question. Shoot your question. I will try to connect and communicate with the spirit. I will try to use my divine and also my gifts and abilities to help you with any questions that you have. Go ahead, sweetheart.
My date of birth is the 18th of the 5th, 67. And I'm calling from Ireland, and my name is Grace.
Awesome. Beautiful, 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 gorgeous. So tell me now what you have in your beautiful mind, Grace. What I can do for you.
I'd like to know if there is a new job on the horizon.
Sure, of course. Actually, it's so funny because it's just like before I have you, I just talk about money, cash flow, job, career, sales management, and any type of things. Well, cool. I'm super happy and super, excited to tell you. Number one, what I can see and sense it right now, which I can really connect or in tune in your energies right now, Grace. I wanted you to close your eyes for a second, and I wanted you to just be quiet and just focus. I will be quiet too, because I'm trying to tap into your energies and trying to feel and sense what's going to happen for you for next 2019, also in between now until 4 or 5 months, and how you can get excited or what should you do to get everything in the right and gorgeous place. Okay? Just do it right now, Grace.
Okay.
Okay, a couple of things that I got it right now. Grace, right away, I wanted you to drop all doubts, anxieties, uncomfortabilities, or any type of negative titles, feelings, or connection to universe. I wanted you to just drop it right now with me. We do not have time for any of those, and you know you can always do your best. I wanted you to go for it. No fears. You have a lot and tons of ideas in your mind, but you are scared to put them true things. And I wanted you to stop doing it. I wanted you to feel there is nothing and there is no one that could stop me. The only fears that you should be scared of always is about the fears to doing something. There's the only fears that you have to be scared of. The fears that making you to do something. That's the only fears that you should be scared of. Other fears, maybe in our life, it could be kind of okay because it makes us to also be protected from others and from other kind of like crazy decisions. But if you have money decisions, career decisions, something that has to do with the cash flow, something that has to do with your future, about whatever you have as a dream and goals, I wanted you to not be kind of down to earth or humble. I wanted you to be greedy. If you really want that your career and you succeed about money, you have to become a greedy person to get that goal. And after that, you have to help others and do other things that you want to do. Number one, I want to ask you the question. What type of job you have, Grace, right now? And why you do not really listen to your ideas and the tons of things that you have in your mind? What is going on there for you? Talk to me about it because I can see 2 or 3 blockages. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I do have a part-time job at the moment, but it's night work. And I also am doing a course to try and get a better job. And so I suppose I'm doing lots of things and not sure if I'm on the right path.
What makes you to feel, and why you are continuing to have a part-time? Why you're not looking for full-time? Is it any type of problem that you have to work almost 8 hours a day?
No, you see, I do a course full-time Monday to Friday, and then Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night I work all night at the weekend, in a taxi company. So I do, the reason I can't work.
Grace, what makes you not satisfied? What makes you not satisfied?
Because I want a job with normal hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I want full-time work. I want a full-time job.
That is exactly what my point is. You don't need to continue to have a full-time or kind of like part-time. You need to get into the full-time. And you know your value, lady, and you can easily get there. That's what I don't even get there. Why you should even be concerned and worried about things that is easily doable manageable, and fixable. The only things that you should do is to stop worrying too much. Am I going to be good enough? Am I going to get everything right? Is things is going to be okay? Should I just say no to my part-time and then go and find another? You have time, plenty time, until actually the February 2019 or the March 2019 to find a real job. So put it as a project, Grace, and just look at it. I have 3 months. Go ahead.
My course isn't finished until June, so I can't commit to full-time work until, because I work, I do full-time hours.
It's okay, sweetheart. By getting the real job that you want as a full-time, it's not easy to find it. So basically, if you started it for now, until actually the month of March, April, June, you still may not going to be satisfied with the place. It doesn't matter. Send application. Don't think about that whatever is going to happen, they may going to call you tomorrow and ask you for the full-time job and, jump in. No, don't look at this way. This way, I wanted you to look at as a project. This is a big project for you. You have about 5 months or maybe 6 months project to find your full-time dream job. That means that you're not stressing yourself. You're not worried about if someone is going to come and says, oh, you know what, you're fired already, we don't need you, and you have to say goodbye on your part-time. No, you have plenty of time. Just look at it as a project into your heart, into your mind, and don't be stressed. There is no need for you, sweetheart, to get a stress off. There is absolutely no need. So I wanted you to look up already. Yes, go ahead, sweetheart.
Sorry?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can now, yeah.
Yeah, so look at it as a project. Just wrap yourself. List out what is your weakness, what type of weaknesses you have. List it out and trying to work on your weaknesses before you go for your part-time or full-time job and say goodbye to your part-time. And when I talk about weaknesses, I'm talking about doubt, panic attack, stress, anxieties, uncomfortabilities, or maybe having a lot of losers around, a lot of negative people around. You have to clean around yourself when you really want to have the big changes in your life. So remember that. You'll have about 5 to 6 months to clean around yourself, clean all the negativity and all the crazy thoughts around, to really working on your subconscious mind to get you where you want to go. Psychically, I can see and feel the month of February and March 2019, that would be the best ever months in the year of 2019, which actually going to make you to really believe in yourself, get connect with a very positive and good environment of people. And I can see some new connection and new positivities with new people will happen around the month of March 2019. So basically for now, until March 2019, I wanted you to write it down about your goals. And when it comes to goals, you are not realistic. You are unrealistic. You got it? When it comes to money, you are not humble. You have to become greedy. If you not become greedy about money, money is not coming to you. Money is the energy. If you are not asking and screaming enough, it's not coming. So you have to remember, if you want to have a good opportunities with the good income, with the good, beautiful environment of positive people in the nice, gorgeous place, wherever it is, as a full-time job, I wanted you to write it down already. Okay? And don't be late.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tatum, and I'm coming to you live from Michigan. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I hope you all had a happy holiday. I hope that you guys all got some time to kind of relax, just kind of chill out. That's what the holidays are for, right? Spending time with family, friends,
relaxing and just kind of giving ourselves time, going through depression, maybe feeling a little bit sad because they're going through a loss of a loved one. Just kind of know that there are always people around. There are always people you can reach out to. And if you are feeling a little bit alone and lost because you don't have a loved one with you right now, know that you can always talk to them. Know that you can always reach for them and give them signs. The more you talk to them, the more they come around, and the more you ask for signs, the more they give you. You just have to kind of look out for them, because sometimes they might look a little bit different than what you asked for. So just kind of know that. Before we jump into some of these readings today, I wanted to show you guys some of the cards that I pulled this morning. As every Wednesday, I always pull cards. For whatever reason, the middle of the week makes me feel like I need them. So the first card I pulled is the Aphrodite card. This card is basically a symbolism of the divine feminine. This is a card where your creative, passionate side comes out to let that kind of explore, find that divine feminine, authentic self part of you, and let that really come out. And it's funny because then the next card we get is Bridget. She is one of our goddesses, and this is all about standing in your power. It's all about standing up for what you believe in, standing in your own thoughts. So if you pair these two cards together, what you're really getting is having the message of them telling you that you need to find your own authentic self and don't let your fear stop you. So this energy is going to carry in through the end of the year and into a little bit of next year too. So make sure, if you're kind of feeling down on yourself or kind of doubting yourself, think about this and know that the universe is supporting you and trying to kind of show you those signs. As always, I have several different people who have sent in messages for us to answer tonight. I prefer that way only because I can answer to more people. So if you do have a question, make sure you contact me. My contact information is below. If you go to my website, there's contact information there, or if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you can get the messages there as well. Just send me a message because I'd love to hear from you. We're going to jump right in because after that, we're going to talk about 2019 predictions, which I know everyone is super excited about. So Tina is asking, where should she put her focus for 2019? So Tina, there's a couple of different things